And that dikatwala that ringa so chick. Oh, Garce, dan Zambeling Tolia, da Nasa, Chamboji Labje, and it dig murder, Jeda. Ah, Deni, the solar peta, chick murder Japam Jolata, pen young Chamboji cha. And it dig gang under what it does, so same thing, kitchen. That money say ganga, nanga ganga, that country Tony, and also Tarita.
And so we're here at a time where there's really big problem in the world with this pandemic illness, and that difficulty is causing, serious problems, both in terms of our personal lives as well as, our economy and our outer world. And so in whatever kind of perspective we're thinking of that, it's a big serious situation that's causing us a lot of difficulty.
Deni da tende gangan chimboji yong devi gang devala that is on that maso meso ji that celula shida jing roya de kalekobo chache and in the chade da sosola ji telephone da wore da karina ji lapano la koya da wore cheche. And then this Jay on the gala, dig an analogy, Taya the gala, and it chick Zambeling Natum, Rata, Mandaga Kanga Mambo, chick, Laden Sembino at Seleada. They dig an only that chick needs her the Demba in the Zuma in Shidahama Wandawich. Oh, then this Mambo Jay on the Galata, so same with Tola. Yangja Dilichi Moa Chigita Kangandochi. The Nigia Zong was.
And then in the midst of these difficulties, all of us are carrying around these phones, and we have these devices where we can, look upon the news and various reports of these situations all over the world. And, that just brings even more difficulty upon us. We're already experiencing some difficulties, and that just increases it even more. And we don't even know if all the stuff that we're reading is really true or not. There's so much information out there. And so, but it's just the fact that, we're already experiencing a problem. And the more we look at that stuff, actually, the more it causes us problems. Like the more it makes us more disturbed or upset.
And that in this Jenny, Angasoda, Angamambo, ta Nambag Nanola, Domanga, Doma, Sechi, here, Joreta, Doma, Tigma, Sambi Gandana, Ninda, Somla Sobatende, Tevamambo, Yungachi, Yore, and in there, that Taringa Sochi, Muritan, that Tari to Sundabuchita, Chagiores.
And so within Buddhism, we talk about different types of kind of difficulties or sufferings. And one is called the suffering of suffering. And it means like before one level of suffering has even kind of been resolved, another one piles on top of it and another one piles on top of it. And we're in that type of situation here. That's the type of situation that I was describing just now.
No, not so. Teni that so jing as a summer tambaina, that Zambeling digitola, Namayan Dindravota, Mambu Chong Sabade. Young, they maybe to say Devoya John Sabade, David to say de, Medevi to say Yanda, Mamboji, Chat Sabades.
And if we think about the history, many situations such as the one that we are finding ourselves in now have happened in the past. And there have also been many, times when there was happiness, peace, and comfort in the world, and times when that happiness and peace has transformed or has changed into a difficult and suffering state like we find ourselves in.
And then the ko Nani yang Jong, Tata yang Jong, Mongbala, Tati Jong de Yubigeta, then they get Don Jige. And then this home plant, that cup Denanga so Karache goes to that cup digging Lola Yata, so Sugumuni, Tani Zubzum Robo Karat Mango Hona. Tati ngege dini rere jinde hyagosa mare ta tela che ngungu chiagata taphi pe mamboji tena kedoa ta dieta de so ngungu de yapu ji chene kachen ji sosu ngola pu mayong ba ji cheachi tese tum ta tese ji no ko yunro gre ya ma so pe dewo ji bo je lab ru de di che dena da soso la je ki mayong ya chi taphi gangra ji na ya de pe ma se ki gar chen bo ji res.
And so this is a situation that has happened many times in the past, that is happening to us right now, and will happen again in the future. But what is important for us to be doing right now? For one, we need to be very careful. And I don't need to explain to you each and every way in which we need to be careful, but there are many preventative measures that we can be taking to make sure that we don't transmit this illness and that we are not infected by this illness. And we need to, apply ourselves in, every way possible to prevent that. And so that's what we need to be doing right now.
So, and the Sedanga Soda, young, to say devote, younger, they young as to some Jigo, Stang as so, Tata Dukoji Yungo de Jima, this is Zomboji Sharongre, Sambach, and then as the same Jai de Pekarchamundos.
And it's also really important for us to keep in mind the fact that this situation will pass and we will find ourselves back in a comfortable place again. It's really important to keep that in mind.
And the Sama Matang Bache, and it's so good Tata Kanga de Kipu, Pachi Sama Tangdobaina. Then it so sola pe Casere Kalekoche, then it jigu de Machabache, and it didn't nature Mamboji Tongres.
And if we can't think in that way, and we just only keep thinking about the situation that we're in right now and don't think about the fact that it'll pass, but only keep thinking about the difficulties that are happening right now and the problems that are happening right now, then we won't be able to, release this burden that we're carrying, this really heavy weight.
So, and the Gandabalati Casering so. Da Tata Nata Maibata, Zambeling Bigita, Mutsamala Tata Nanta Shenan Kana, Nali Dua, the Masi Mamboji Tata Chadiki Yore, so Janichi, the Solaji Samnon of the Tamba Inayang. Munitani Soso Pagi, Sosi Dungan, the Sema Tapal, get Sema. Ji Gangan on the Chundre dig it docho. And it Ninja Tende. Misa Cheprachent and is Jeche. Tende young, then Yunya Yores.
And if we can also consider that the situation of others and not just think of ourselves, but think about all the people who are being more seriously affected by this situation than us in the world. There are many people who are being much more seriously affected than we are in this world. And if we can turn our attention to them, then we can develop a mind which is very contrary to our own personal experience of suffering. That is, that we can transform that into a mind of compassion, thinking of the needs of others.
Ani tender da jumba ina nekab sosola ta jungu tesi yungre pamjola soba jungu ji yungre rang same nalo ne ya yaji jin roche ne muni trane ge ji ninje yo ba ji da yenda la samo tang tong ji da maung ba la ji kangan de de jong song ai na chama ji dading do ji kupa no yongen do tende ge it's mambo ji na so raya yores.
And, it is true that in the immediate sense, we may have some loss as a result of this situation. We may experience some financial difficulties and so forth, but there are also many things that we can gain from this. We can gain and develop some personal qualities of love and compassion. We can, further prepare ourselves both mentally and in other ways for other future events such as this one by going through this. So there are also many things that we can gain through going through such an experience.
Da pena ji phage da nangba rang ge nguni heba ina da ngar pena da changju simba da re ta ngar ge chang chu sum ba de so ta den ra wi ge pen nguni sem chen ge dong ma se me ba de jing thong bi ka la ko de ga rang la ta sem che 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 ni ta mau bi ge pha gi che sem chen de so tham che den ra wi ge tene dong ha de tene chap tho ba ji ma jong ba tu te sik de an so so ge sem che che tham ja che ni nyam le ji che ni mau ba di thu ni ngo ba zo ba sang ji che ni Nangka matong ko magic pa tu te si semjeng ruby tan zegi sevi ke tamcha tempo chi lamba la ten chi ni ani ti nguni ane chi yata sanji do di ani ngaso ti chi tela main la penata chi a sanji te da te namba do yore ta ngaso namba no si ba ina pena sanji men la singin do么做菜通的刚刚带进的三件的三件我把没生意做着，才把没生意做着不，俺那等这个见呢，那这三件那边几把，等这个刚刚要把这这边去的偷件的上级送完了，别那几 drama 做着，等这个被忙不起要的，等这个的说了，张学什么的说他们去三学全部见着呀的，等你等那狼生着呀的。Tini ene nga so dongane thando ya tindi ge right momchi namba no ye de yore.
And so I'll give you an example of some, some things that come specifically from a particular, from the Buddhist tradition in particular. In Buddhism, we have a great many people that we call bodhisattvas. A bodhisattva is, someone who has reached a high level of their practice. But in particular, what it means is someone who has generated this intention to attain, the state of Buddhahood in order that they can, help all beings be freed from suffering. And so there are a great many of those people, in the past who, in experiences, in situations like this, they were able to see particular sufferings of people and make a personal commitment that until they train themselves to the level that they're able to kind of protect people from the kind of fears and sufferings of such situations of illnesses and so forth, until they're able, to protect them and free those people, that they will continue to strive. And so, there are, many who made such commitments, made that kind of commitment to serve the purpose or serve the benefit of living beings. And they, they made a particular type of commitment. Like, for example, there are lots of Buddhas within Buddhism. It's not just the one Buddha. So there's a Buddha that we call the medicine Buddha, and the medicine Buddha, was one who made a particular commitment. When they made their commitment to strive on this path of practice, their commitment was to be able to develop themselves to the point where they can really benefit the people who are ill. There's another Buddha whose name is Amitabha, this Buddha of infinite light or infinite life, to kind of benefit people who had, short lifespans. A female Buddha named Tara, whose commitment was to protect people from fear and so forth. And so anyway, there are a great many examples of people who used, particular situations like this, situations where there was a great amount of suffering in the world, to increase their level of commitment, to personally develop themselves.
Ta ye banda wo che na ta ji ta su su ngue la en de ta ji na cha de phu yong nga she yong sam ba da wo den de shu chen bo ji nga la ta nang se shi da che yong ko ndo ta ko ji ga re na re den de da wo chi re de ina ta zo wo ji ga se de mu ni ji na ga se de ta me che tang cho la 다다 간디 통이다 빼마서 오지유지 딩문이 깔에 뺀통구여 나랑 문이나 다지 소와이난다 아니 네이난다 다지 간디다 되게 강한데 배 숙청보 찍다 나랑 다다 나랑 싸먹더니 지 거기여 마도 지 나랑 둘았지 키우는 삼비게 다다 찍다는 지능 된대야다 휴지 대치 용품도.
And also, for me, I'm not particularly scared of this illness, and it doesn't have me. I'm not particularly scared that I'm going to get it or that I'm going to die from it, and I don't have the fear. But I see that this is affecting other people in another way, and I can really see the suffering and difficulties that people are going through, and I can see the illness spreading. I can see, the economic pressures and tensions and difficulties that people are going through. But for me, myself, I don't have that kind of problem, but I can really recognize that in other people.
Anji dende songzang da ngarang tsi sam tang de ya da ji ngama ngarang do ji chu go de so lo jung da wo ji je an de so la de se gong yan da wo jap je ani dende ji je de ge ani da ji pheng do den korang ji phem do de so ta ge pheng do ko tari zam mare ko ka de da wo ji yin ba yin na yang ji desola tenden pemba ngaranga hako yes.
And when I consider my own situation, all of this study and practice, the study of Buddhism that I've done, the meditation practice that I've done, I can say with certainty that it is helping me, not only in this situation, but it helps me in general in any kind of difficult situation. I have no doubts about that. I can say with total certainty that this is very helpful in facing these kind of difficulties.
Ta ka se nge te dan hlen che de ka song hama ge di ka chu de so kabla nge shuba yi an ta ta ri nga so de ka nga de la ten che ni muni ta ni ge che so su ge da nang sang de so yang de nen chou ma hyo la che de pe de ne kar che mun do se nge kha song shuba yi ta jim sai ka se de ka nga ji thong du ka la ya ani che kha nu ne da ma da shot du ge nam jo yi na te sti ya bo me ba shot du ge and the jail down the color D Namjo Yabo Mevachita, Pajugun Tong the Galaya, Pajugu Simbat and the Tola Tang Jeje. The Yungere and the Sonzanda Chikanga de Yandore, Tadawakahijini Yandore, Inaya D Kangan de Gita Shabjizo Nodachi, them sang Yaya and Kayores. And the Dig Tony Pesos of Narona City Young Paro than a is.
And so just another little thing I want to interject in here. It's something that I talked about when I was teaching, last week on another topic, was that another thing that's important to keep in mind when we are all experiencing, this common problem here, this situation that we're in, is to, not allow that outer problem to affect us in a way that we are, affecting other people, like that we are causing problems in our families by becoming short-tempered, by allowing things to slip out of our mouths that we don't mean, by showing, unkind or harsh expressions to our friends and family and so forth, because the problem itself is going to pass, it's going to pass in time, whether that be in a few months or whenever it is. But if we, allow that problem to cause us to do some, negative or cruel things, to show some bad expressions, to say some unkind things, then even though the outer problem has dissipated, we can leave some really bad impressions on people and our friends and families through the effects that we allowed it to have upon us. So we should be really careful about that as we're going through these things. Be careful to treat people kindly and to, keep a good expression and to, not allow that outer problem to cause an inner problem.
Tela soba drone mambu ji yore en tende song zan ta nga so tada ji nang nyamne te so ta te so kangan de dig kop sela ta ya nang nyamne te so ta shuk che tang ya ge kokop cha di yore te song zan ani nge tarin go ni hiba na ji ningje da zamba da sewa ani de na ji ji namba chele hebanda wachine mataba teso thunya la so bata dindige ani ji yen den ya jetap naronas.
And so this can also serve as a a source of inspiration or a good opportunity to put these kinds of teachings further into practice and to develop these kind of states of mind, like what I was saying before of love and compassion, or to develop meditation and so forth. And so, and from a purely Buddhist perspective, is also a good opportunity to contemplate and to kind of see the sense of the impermanence of the world and the impermanence of situations. And so anyway, so please keep that in mind.